We're gonna pay a call on the Addams Family's 1992 cartoon. Though first, any interested in previous Addams Family uploads can just on the link above. This animated outing from the upper-class brood of ambiguously supernatural, obliviously eccentric goths, released in between the two Paramount films, was shown on ABC, and later, Cartoon Network and Boomerang, so you'd expect it to have come back by now. The premise is reasonably standard, simply showcasing the family's bizarre exploits, and the bewilderment of their traditional intolerant suburban neighbours. The art style loosely borrows elements from the original Charles Addams New Yorker comic strips, though modifications are made to better suit the new medium, with animators realising the original art style was never intended to be shown in motion, a fact that wasn't understood by the 2019 movie. The character design variety allowed by the cartoon setting is reflected in certain details, such as Lurch the quiet gigantic butler being blue, and Fester the exuberant inventor uncle being yellow-eyed with fangs. Exaggerated features and skewed decor truly complement the Addams Family franchise's attitude, and visually the result is neat, sweet, da-da-da-dum, 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 petite. The voice cast is suitable and enthusiastic, with John Astin of the original 60s series capably returning to the role of Patriarch Gomez. Though imagine the disappointment of returning to play a character who now wears a pink suit, but never actually wearing a pink suit yourself, because now you're playing him in a cartoon. I still would have worn one, but I can just tell from John Astin's voice that he didn't. I'm not wearing a pink suit right now, and I can tell because of my voice, and because I can see myself and know for a fact that I don't own a pink suit. Other notable cast members include Robert Paulson, Jim Cummins, and Carol Channing. Consistent conflict is embodied by the Norman Myers, whose antagonisms are mistaken for generosity by the Addams Family, who, as mentioned previously, are oblivious to their bizarreness and others' negative perceptions of them, a factor that wasn't understood by the 2019 movie. Some additional dimension is introduced by the fact the Norman Myers' own relationship is clearly loving, and that their son is actually friends with the Addams brood. There are also occasions in which their resentment of the Addamses feels slightly understandable, though their reactions are extreme, and at other times their mistreatment of them is totally unwarranted, meaning viewers will naturally sympathise with the Addams Family. Naturally a staple of the franchise's humour, and the show willingly provides the expected surrealism through brief dialogue exchanges and creative elaborate visual gags, which are gleefully amplified thanks to the freedom allowed by the animation, creating a sense of humour that's accessible, considered, and actually funny, a factor that wasn't understood by the 2019 movie. The series does present certain flaws. Some voice acting seems fairly lackluster, though this is rare, and if an episode implies a moral teaching, it's usually sanctimoniously over-verbalized by Wednesday near the end. Naturally, though, forceful explanation may seem necessary given the show's committedly aimed at children, who show less understanding of nuance than adults do. Well, usually. There are other faint instances in which the show feels restricted somewhat by its young audience. For example, one scene shows the family performing construction work wearing hard hats. This is a family who legendarily enjoy and survive potentially fatal situations. So moments of this nature do feel censored, and are more noticeable because generally, the sinister elements of the source material are impressively interwoven. In spite of these flaws, sorry, my voice changed a bit there. I've put a pink suit on, so... In spite of these flaws, which wouldn't even register as flaws to the age-appropriate audience, the Addams Family's 90s cartoon is uniquely animated and designed, amusing, inventive, and capably channels the macabre elements of the brand, as well as the wholesome energy of a Saturday morning 90s comedy cartoon, an achievement worthy of celebration. Arguably one of the more underrated Hanna-Barbera titles, oh by the way, is a Hanna-Barbera title, that would have been a firm favourite if I'd watched in my youth. I wanted to watch when it came out in 1992, I really did, but I was constantly stopped by the fact I wasn't born for another 3 years. Particularly recommended to fans of the original 1960s sitcom, which seems to be the version from which it draws most inspiration, despite introducing several unique characteristics. One episode is available on YouTube and linked in the description. Thanks for watching. If I ever again make an Addams Family video, I hope that in preparation for it you get a pink suit on, a witch's shawl on, and a rooster you can crawl on. Listen up, folks, to what I have to say about living your life the Fester way. I ain't saying ain't, cause it ain't good grammar, so just make me happy and swing that old hammer. Doot, 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 I'm a hoot. Bop, 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 I can't stop.